Porsche has come up with a genius method of ensuring that 911S/T buyers don't flip the car for profit as soon as they take delivery. American customers do not have ownership transferred to their names until at least a year has passed. When the 911S/T was revealed, its recipe was clearly catering to the palate of the serious driving enthusiast. Rather than just a smattering of expensive paints and leathers joining special wheels and decals, the 911 received the engine of the GT3 RS, unique suspension and bodywork, and all the luxury and tech you could need to drive the car daily. But as Porsche learned with the exquisite 911R, not everyone who buys a car wants to drive it. Some only want to keep it long enough to see demand skyrocket before flipping the car for a profit, and, according to the drive, this is how Porsche plans to prevent that. Speaking during a media roundtable at last week's Rennsport Reunion 7, Frank Moser, head of the 718 and 911 model lines, explained how Porsche came to its decision. When the 911S/T, marking 60 years of the 911, was announced, we received unprecedented interest in the car, far outnumbering the number destined for the US, said Moser. We want to ensure that cars are available, to reach true enthusiasts, to be driven and enjoyed for years to come. For this reason, those allocated a 911S/T in the US will be required to adhere to an agreed minimum retention period set at 1 year. In practice, this will mean that cars in the US will initially be leased for this period before ownership is transferred. It's no surprise that the American market has been singled out. In January this year, a Porsche dealer in California was selling a 911 Sport Classic with a markup of $250,000, and that's far from an isolated incident. This process is currently unique to the 911S/T, said Moser, but we'd bet a significant sum that things won't stay that way. Ridiculously excessive markups have plagued all sorts of manufacturers in recent times, and while we understand the principles of free market capitalism, such ludicrous price gouging defeats the purposes for which these special vehicles are built. Porsche didn't spend hours on the Nürburgring to create a static art installation. Dodge didn't create the world's quickest muscle car for it not to perform prodigious burnouts. Ford didn't spend months in the desert punishing the Bronco for it to become as sheltered as a rare baseball card. And Honda didn't keep the costs of the Civic Type R down just so that those with six-figure savings accounts could have bragging rights. All of these machines were engineered with keen drivers in mind, and if more programs like this one are introduced, perhaps you and I, the true target audience, can someday buy the cars designed for us.